On Monday, we previewed Proposal 1, the initiative on next Tuesday's ballot that would do away with an unpopular tax on business and replace those revenues by shifting an existing tax.
And boy, did you react. So today we sent 24 Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey to get answers to your questions.
Yeah, guys, some folks are probably a little confused over the ballot language, but many of you said you just don't trust the politicians to carry out what they promise. So today, we brought your questions and concerns to one of the lawmakers supporting Prop 1. Wyoming's HME Incorporated, one of the country's top manufacturers of fire apparatus, is in a unique situation. They're burdened by Michigan's personal property tax, the controversial levy that taxes businesses annually on factory equipment and other items used to run their business.
It's hard to grow a business. It's hard to keep businesses growing in Michigan when we have that.
But HME also relies on the beneficiaries of that tax, local government, to buy their product.
You can't just take the tax away and not fund it.
So the group pushing for passage of Prop 1 used HME as the backdrop for their latest effort to get a yes vote out next Tuesday. Prop 1 has been promoted as the perfect solution to the PPT problem. It does away with the tax while shifting to another levy known as the use tax to replace the lost PPT revenue. Sounds simple enough, but confusing ballot language and good old-fashioned mistrust in government could keep the PPT right where it is. At least that's what some of you are telling us through your comments. So we went one-on-one with Prop 1 supporter and State Representative Tom Hooker of Byron Center to get some answers.
And I am, one that's very skeptical myself. But I've studied this backwards and forwards, and I believe that it is probably the best answer that could have been in place.
So how do voters know the use tax collected on things like out-of-state purchases and vehicle leases will actually go to local governments?
It will be guaranteed. It is statutory. It's in place to protect those. So the money will get to the locals as it's needed.
A 5-member authority appointed by the governor will oversee the use tax collection and distribution. Perhaps the biggest selling point for voters, the promise your taxes won't go up. But that use tax seems like a tempting target for revenue-hungry politicians. How do we trust that the voters trust you, the politicians, not to raise this user tax?
It's actually constitutional. The only way that can happen is by the vote of the people.
The guarantee is actually on the ballot.
Right in the law itself that their voters are voting on, it says this cannot go above what currently is in place.
If we could do
so, it's guaranteed as good as you can guarantee it.
Now, while the PPT would go away with a yes vote on Prop 1, businesses would still pick up part of the bill. A special assessment would be levied on larger business to cover about 20% of what they would pay for the PPT as it is phased out. And a number of business tax credits would also be allowed to expire over the next few years.